So this is Akila Rajini, IT Department of Kamaraj College of Engineering and Technology, welcoming you to the CodeCraft series of Python programming languages. So in this video we are going to focus on the parameters and arguments associated with the functions. So before diving into the topic, we should know, or we should have a recap of what a function is. Function is nothing but it is a block of statement which accomplishes a particular task. If a replication of code is essential, in such cases we need not go for replicating the particular code in a program, but we can go for defining a function and invoking the function wherever necessary. And that is what we call it as a function. And the most significant benefits of using a function are it makes the code debugging easier, which implies the diagnostic or fixing up of the error and correction of error, it will be made simpler when we go for using modularity in the programming language. And it increases the reusability of code. That is, once the function is defined, it can be called wherever necessary and whenever necessary. So it improves the readability of code. Even a layman can understand the whole application if we have applied modularity over the programs. So next we are going for arguments and parameters. So basically, in order to remember what an argument or parameter deals with in a function is, they are the input given for the function. So argument or the parameters, they are nothing but they are the input variables for the function, right. So we have slight difference in argument and parameters. Say for example, I have given a function with the name sum, and we are using param1 and param2. They are referred to as parameters and they are defined in the function. And we have the function call with the arguments 5 and 6. So the input that we are passing on is 5 and 6, and 5 will be replaced for param1 and 6 will be replaced for param2. So 5 and 6, they are in the function call and they are referred to as arguments. Param1 and param2 are the variables that are defined in the function definition and they are called as parameters. And we have another technical name for that. The parameters or the arguments that are used in the function call are called as actual arguments, and the parameters that are used in the function definition, they are called as formal parameters. So next we have 4 different types of arguments or parameters associated with the function. So first one is default argument, and next one is keyword or named argument, and the third one is positional argument, and fourth one is arbitrary arguments or variable length arguments, and we are going to focus one by one. So the first one is default argument. So default arguments are nothing that the parameter value will be assigned with the default value, and if the argument that we are passing on during the function call, if the value is not given, the default value will be taken as input for the function, and this is what we call it as default value. So I have given an example for that. I have defined a simple function which takes 2 arguments. My function, it does nothing but it just displays the 2 input values. So x, it is a normal argument, and the next one y, it has been initialized to the default value as 50. So whenever I am calling the function, say for example I am calling the function by my function of 10. So I am passing only a single input, whereas I have ignored the second input. So the value of x will be replaced by 10, whereas y gets the value of 50. So the output of the function is 10 for x and 50 for y. This is what we call it as default argument. The argument will be assigned with the default value if it has been ignored in the function invocation. This is called as default argument. So next we have the keyword or named argument, in which the Python, the significance of Python programming languages, we have a dictionary format in which key and the value will be assigned as a pair. Similar to that, the argument will be focused using the keyword and the actual value for that keyword. So that's why it is called as keyword argument. So the function arguments can have key equal to value syntax. The order of the argument doesn't matter. You can change the order of the arguments that you are passing to the function. So, I have defined a function called a student with the first name and last name as arguments, and those two things will be displayed. I am invoking the function by order change. Initially, it has been invoked as student of first name as geeks, last name as practice. So, the output will be geeks practice, and then the second invocation I have changed the order, the last name as practice and first name as geeks, but I am getting the same output. So, the order of argument does not matter because the name plays the vital role as argument. That is why this is called as named argument. So, the third one is positional argument. It is slightly different from the previous one because the order plays the vital role. So, we have a function name age in which two arguments are there, name and age. So, the output will be hi I am, the name will be displayed, and in the second print we have my age is. So, I have called the function as, in the first case I have called name as Suraj and 27. So, the output will be hi I am Suraj, my age is 27, and in the second case I am just changing the order of argument position. So, name age 27 is passed as input and Suraj by exchanging their order of argument. So, the output is hi I am 27 and my age is Suraj. So, this is what we call it as positional argument, in which the order of argument plays a vital role. So, next we have the difference between keyword and positional arguments. Keyword only arguments, the parameter names plays a vital role. Positional argument, the position plays a vital role. In the keyword only argument, the order does not matter, but here the order plays a significant role. So, this is a syntax difference. Parameter name equal to value should be given. Here the values alone can be passed. So, next we have the arbitrary arguments or variable length argument, in which we have two different subtypes. First one is asterisk argument. Here, if the number of argument is unknown during the function definition, you can add an asterisk before the argument name or the parameter name. So, we have an example for that. Define my function asterisk argument vector. So, it is unknown, that is number of arguments is unknown. So, I am using a for loop for extracting the argument vector. So, for the argument in argument vector, print argument. I am calling the function by passing on 4 different arguments, that is hello, welcome to geeks for geeks. So, I am getting the 4 different arguments as input. I can pass a single argument, I can have more number of arguments. The number of arguments does not matter when we go for using arbitrary type of argument. So, this is one subtype of arbitrary argument, and in the second subtype we have double asterisk keyword argument, in which the significance of Python programming language is keyword equal to value. Such thing can be passed as argument. So, number of keyword argument is unknown in the function definition, then we can go for using double asterisk before the parameter name. So, here we have an example for that. Again the same function, my function of keyword argument. Here we are going to extract the keyword, key and value pair from the key w arguments, right. So, we are displaying the key and value. So, the function has been invoked using my function first equal to geeks and mid equal to 4, last equal to geeks. So, we are passing 3 arguments, each with key and value pair. So, this type of argument is called as KW argument, that is keyword argument, and here again the number of arguments, it can be varied, it can be a single or multiple arguments can be used, and it can be an unknown value too. So, here we have the example output for this program. So, what are the key takeaways from this video? So, a function is nothing but it is a block of statement which accomplishes a single task. So, the main benefit of using a function is it improves the code readability, code reusability, and it provides the debugging very simpler, right. And parameters or arguments are nothing but they are the input values passed on to the functions. There are 4 different types of arguments that we are using in function definition. One is default argument, in which the argument value will be initialized to a default value, and next one is named argument. It will be, the order does not matter, and the name of the parameter or the argument that we are passing on to the function definition, it plays the significant role. And the third one is positional argument. So, the order and the position of argument plays a vital role during the invocation of a particular function. And the final type of argument is variable length argument, or it is called as arbitrary argument, in which there are two different subtypes. First one is asterisk argument, that is, we can simply pass on to the argument with the number of arguments unknown to the user during the function definition. And the second type of variable length argument is keyword argument, in which the number of argument, again it is unknown to the user during the function definition, but the argument that you are passing on during the function invocation, it will be in the form of key value pair. So, this is about the argument type or the parameter types used in user defined function. So, thank you.